All right, another week. Welcome to Module 6, and we have a change in gears. So remember, our larger thematic unit is the human experience, and this is as citizens of the 21st century, of course. So with that being said, we shift gears into technology and us. So if you take a look at our syllabus here, that says here the main deadlines. Current event 1, and I'll talk about that a little bit more, just to remind you, even though we did talk about it in the syllabus. Also, we have our new paper, Technology and Us, named after our module. Alright, so let's get it popping. Okay, so let's go to our canvas now. Hypercurrent. Alright. And here we are. Awesome. Okay, so first thing that we have there is current event 1. Just a reminder, current event, so easy. Number 1, choose an article about a topic that you care about. It has to be a current article, hence the name current event, right? This could be anything that has to do with, if you're into animals, maybe something from National Geographic. If you're into maybe astronomy, then a news story about maybe something that NASA or JPL is working on. If you're into sports, maybe something about the Dodgers or something. Whatever the case may be, just find an article about something that you care about, a current article, okay? And then basically, I'm just going to talk about, what's happening in the article. Why does it matter? Who's affected? Just tell us just write what it's about. Then, obviously, talk about how the writer actually does their work in the article. So for example, you have to work backwards. For example, let's say you're reading an opinion piece, and it's an opinion piece about saying why you should ditch those plastic straws to save the turtles and instead get yourself a metal straw, right? So if the goal of the writer in this case, this opinion piece, is to persuade you to ditch those plastic straws, then how it's doing its rhetorical work is you considering how is the author creating this sense of urgency in you. What words are they using? Are they using statistics? Okay, so whatever the case may be. So you got to think backwards. Okay, what's the writer trying to do here, and how are they doing it? That's the rhetorical work. Okay, consider the genre. How do you know? Obviously, from apart from just saying what it's about, react to it. There was a reason that it drew your attention. So react to it. Do you care? Like, why do you care? Like, does it affect you? How does it make you feel? So respond to it. What does this mean on a global scale, if at all? And your source must be credible, obviously. So nothing from National Enquirer. About some celebrity giving birth to like werewolves or anything like that. And actually, I'm going to upload some samples of current events. I'm going to put them in here. So be on the lookout for that. So that's due 27th, Sunday, 11:59 p.m. All right, next thing. Now we go into our topic of Techiness, and we're going to do it by Mr. Ray Bradbury. Oh, he's a cool writer. So you're going to write this one, you're going to read this story, and then immediately take this reading quiz. It's just the comprehension one. If you read it, you'll be good. So just take it, 5 points, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, knock it out. Then there's this discussion question. After you read it, just pick, like it says here, pick a quote that you feel is significant. What's its larger meaning as it relates to the story? Essentially just respond to it, like to the quote, right? Why is this quote significant? This has a lot of memorable quotes and a lot of memorable parts, so it should be easy and fun to do. Remember to also reply to a classmate's post. So now our essay named after our current thematic unit. So here we go, Technology and Us. So check this out. Now that we read The Veld, one of the more prominent features of science fiction, which is what The Veld would fall under, is that it is speculative in nature. This means that it often moves to imagine what a potential future could look like. Ray Bradbury wrote The Veld in 1950. Wow, can you believe that? That's 70 years ago. Oh my goodness, yeah, seven decades to be exact now. Even though the story was written so long ago, there are numerous things from it that resonate with our modern day and age. Among the story's most accurate predictions is the vision of a society where technology plays an important role. Hey, sound familiar? Today, technology is indeed all around us and manifests itself through different shapes and platforms. So with that being said, here's your task. Write an essay that considers what the role of technology is in our current society. So that's the central question. The central question is, what is the role of technology in our current society? And with role, you can substitute the words job, function, place, role. Like all those words are synonymous. So that's the central question. Hey, what's the role of tech in our current society? Hey, P.S. I mean not P.S. Parentheses. What's the word? By the way, we're doing this online, right? So tech and education is a big one. So you can absolutely center it on that if you want. But when we say tech, that's everything, like the internet, computers, smartphones, social networking, TV, the radio, drones, robots, Amazon Go, which, by the way, there's a store in Seattle where you can just walk in, and with your Amazon account, you just walk out and it automatically discounts it from your Amazon account. Ooh, pretty intense. Apps, video games, virtual reality headsets. All right, very cool. So basically, you have to start thinking, okay, well, what's the job of tech? Is it to help society? Is it to help us? Is it to entertain us? After you answer that, remember we did the thesis worksheet? So it's like the claim, if you're going to say that's going to help, well, specifically where, right? That's your direction. Like me, I'm so interested in how tech works with like prosthetics and hey, check this out. I'm actually, because I'm pre-recording this, actually tomorrow I'm getting a PRK surgery which is a vision correcting procedure, which is really uses neat tech. It's called wavefront guided procedure. So I think that's neat. So anyway, the point is that try to think about how would you answer that, which we're going to do in the brainstorm. Is the job of tech to help us, and if so, where specifically? So find your focus there. Okay. Here's some guiding questions that you can think about. How has tech helped to shape our current society? What does its presence look like in our society? Hello. Online classes and so on, and there's a lot more too. How do you personally use it? What are some examples of the tech you use? Why do you use? So this is just kind of start thinking, okay, I'm trying to think about the central question. Well, what's the job of tech in our society? Like, what's its function? Like, how do I use it? And then you think backwards. Oh, the job of tech is to help. It's to help us. Helps me out. Helps me to know when there's traffic and so forth. All right. Think about how other people use it. Is it a good thing? I would personally say so, but let's see where you stand. How helpful is it really? Is there such thing as using tech too much? Hey, think about video game addictions and those talk shows when the kid throws a tantrum, like the mom takes the Xbox away. It's a video game addiction. Yeah, can one be addicted depending on tech to the point of not being able to function properly without it? What might this look like? What's the effect of tech on our health? So all these questions really is just to help guide to answer the question. Well, what's the job? What's the role of tech? Here's the central question again. What's the function, job, role of tech in our society? What's its purpose? Why is it a thing? Anything else? So this is going to be a paper of at least 3.5 pages, double spaced, 100 points, just as usual. We'll do the peer review workshop just like we did with autoethnography. 5 points, correct MLA. We're excited. Here's important dates. 27th is the brainstorm, which is going to be Sunday. Workshop is going to be the week of the 28th, and it's due October 11th. So you have some time. Check out our syllabus. Techiness. Hey, look, you got the verification 2 coming. Good job with the verification 1. Yep. October 11th, so tienen un poco de tiempo todavía. You still have some time, huh? All right, let's return to our canvas. Next. Okay, here's some student sample essays for that. And boom, check them out. These are some iterations of what a potential submission could look like of this. Next one, brainstorm. Oh, here's a big one. So, open the document. And after you open it, I'm proud of my computer. It's being pretty fast. It's being, oh, did I jinx it? Because it had been acting fast until I said something. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm a fan of T-charts. So, since this is the central question, check it out. Basically, you're just moving to answer this. What is technology's role, function slash job in our current society? So here's what you're going to do. You can either just delete this and add your own things. Actually, you might need to create, because sometimes it gets a little bit weird. Yeah. All right, so here's what you might have to do. You might have to create it's called a text box. Text box. Okay, so go to help, text box. Okay, insert text box. Boom. Once you do that, you put the text box and voila, you can type in there. So you can do that. That'll, if you're, because I know like if you type on it, it'll freak out and start pushing it. So put a text box. The point is, I just want you to make a T-chart. Type it out, or if you're gonna write it out, then you can just upload the scan or the picture. So on one side, it's gonna be benefits of technology. The other side is gonna be harms. Here's this little example. Just there's like off the what's it called? Off the dome. Was that what it's called? Off the cuff, from the top of my head. So benefits that I thought of tech: makes life easier, streamlines processes, it helps with daily planning, like Google Maps and other GPS, lets me know when I should leave my house to make it on time for my appointment. So me, I'm really interested in how it helps to organize my life and help with traffic and schedule planners and things like that. Harms, okay. I was thinking about addiction to like smartphones. Literally, I saw somebody crossing the street. I was a crosswalk. They were just glued to their phone and they didn't look both ways. I'm like, oh, that's so dangerous. So the brainstorm has two tasks. Number one, obviously create this T-chart, which you can type out here. And this one, you can delete it if you want. But if you actually want to create your own, do you guys know how to do that? Let me show you. It's called, what is it called? It's called like draw table. Okay. Okay, just go to table, go to draw table. If you ever want to draw anything, you go boom, draw this, draw that. Oh man. I got a little weird there. This should be just a line. Oh, okay. And then if you just go like that, if you just want a T-chart, okay, work with me. Okay, there we go. Then if you want to turn that off, you can just expand it. There you go. Just make it big like that. All right, and however you do it, just one side is benefits, the other side is harms, and that's it. So off the dome, right? Is that what it's called? Okay, so that's one thing. If you want, also you just write it out in pen on the paper, and you can just scan the page or take a picture of it. So after you do that, benefits and harms, think about a thesis, okay? A working thesis. How would you answer this question? What's the role or function of tech in our society? Here was just something I was thinking. So first, introduce the topic, obviously. Then make a claim about it, because remember, in the thesis worksheet, it was ID, it should introduce the topic. Claim, you say something about it. And then direction, your reasons, right? Blah, 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 because this, that, and the third. Check this out. Just an example. Technology has a ubiquitous presence in our modern day and age. Although it's an undeniably helpful tool, it can also bring potential pitfalls if its users are not careful. Some of these pitfalls include addiction and overall dependence. So I'm like saying, it's a tool. It can be a little bit addicting, but ultimately, though, technology is more beneficial than harmful. As a tool, it's a large boon because it helps to make our lives easier. Okay, cool. So I say it's making our life easier. How so? Tell me. All right. This is primarily true through its help in the areas of surgery and our overall healthcare. See? Then in your paper, you're announcing that you're going to talk about tech and how it helps with surgery and healthcare, like prosthetics and guiding for like guiding people who have difficulty seeing and things like that, right? So that's it. That's really it. Just create a T-chart and a working thesis. And after you do that, then you're ready to submit. Submit it here, and let's do the 27. Next. Yeah, that's it. That's it for Module 6. Have fun with it. Think a lot about the tech, and also how many similarities there are with the story of the valve that was 70 years ago and today. Yeah, I think about the vacuum, the Roomba that vacuums for you, all these other robots. All right, guys, have a good week.